Tricia, how is that experiment going of cloning your hands and throwing them all over the place?
What's that now?
You know, that procedure where you clone your hands and fling them in every direction?
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm not doing that.
Then why are your fingerprints all over the intern fridge?
Oh my God, what is wrong with you? I borrowed a dollop of sour cream. 1 dollop.
Presenting what we're left with.
Hello from the Magic Tavern, a weekly podcast from the fantastical, magical land of Foon. If you've never listened, here's... Hey, Usidore?
Yes,
Arnie's not here.
but I know, and he always calls our world fantastical and magical, and granted there is magic here, but I don't think there's anything fantastic about it. It's just the world the way it is.
Yeah, it's just as usual. Per usual.
Say per usual.
In the per usual world of Foon. That's hard to say.
It doesn't quite flow.
Per
does it?
usual. Let's mix things up a little bit.
All right, let me try one. Hello from the Magic Tavern, a podcast where people talk to other people who also, ooh, this is harder than
Wait,
it looks.
I think I got it. Braham. Core blind me. This is Usidore.
This is Chunt.
And we're
Getting nuts.
Ooh, this feels
I
natural.
like this much, much better.
I found a piece of puffed rice.
Oh, that looks wonderful. May I?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What?
Yes, that's puffed rice.
I wasn't prepared. I didn't find any nuts. Did you find any nuts?
I thought we were doing Magic Tavern
Yeah,
today.
so I wasn't prepared.
I'm not either. Let me see in my pack here. No nuts.
Is there any podcast that you've been wanting to do? I feel like Arnie says that we've had some amount of success. So I feel like maybe if we want to do another podcast, now's the time to
I've been thinking about writing a farce about a detective who is smaller than your thumb.
Yeah, okay. What's his name? Or her name?
I didn't think about that. Smaller than a thumb, Dick.
That's my nickname in grade school.
What?
Nothing?
Oh, hey guys, sorry.
Hey.
Sorry I'm late. Hello from the Magic Tavern.
No.
Oh,
We got
weekly.
it. We
What's
got it.
this?
We covered it.
It's fine.
Did
We
you
nailed it.
Yes, we said it perfectly, the way you do every time.
Did you
Why
do-
are you soaked?
You got wet.
Well, yeah, no, I'm covered in water.
We always start the episode at this time every day on the same day. And if you're not here, then you missed the beginning, and that's your fault.
Whoa. You're soaked to the bone, and you just said covered in water? Who says covered in water? When you're wet, you call it getting wet. You got wet. You don't
that
say
a-
covered in fucking water.
Is that an earth thing?
What are you up to?
Well, sometimes when you want to avoid using a combination of words that you hear all the time, you come up with different ways of saying it.
Oh no, you fell in that lake. Are you okay? I'm covered in water.
I'm covered in water.
Something's up. Where you been, big guy?
Guys, remember the riddle about the secret hidden in the tavern?
No.
Nope.
The cave beneath the orange beast, something east.
Sounds like you don't either.
I don't remember that part, but we solved it.
No, I remember it. I remember everything I eat.
Oh, if you remember it.
Oh, I don't feel like saying it right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, then the part that I think I might have solved is the part that goes down and down and down you go until the river starts to glow. Face to face with Swamps McGee will something. The rest of that part, I'll remember it when we get close to solving it.
What did you find out?
It sounds like solving riddles is a different podcast.
Anyway, we opened a passage in the basement, but we forgot to ever go down there. I went down. There are a bunch of stairs.
Yeah,
and
that's when you say you go down something, that means there's stairs.
I know, down and down and down you go. And you know what? Under the tavern, there's an underwater river.
Underwater river? Wow. So there's water, and then under the water there's a river?
Yeah.
Do you mean an underground river?
You are so into parsing languages, you should do a podcast about riddles.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
It's a pretty good idea.
An underwater river.
It's a good place to get covered in water. But here's the thing. It wasn't...
You're using this tone of voice that makes this sound exciting?
Yeah, the content is vanilla, but your cadence is rainbow cone.
But here's the thing. There was water at the bottom of stairs. There were stairs you could go down,
So
and at
there's a
the
leak?
bottom of the stairs, there was water, but it was in a river.
How is a river underwater? I'm still hung up on that. I can't get over an underwater river.
Oh, I'm sorry, underground underwater. It was water underground. It's an underground river.
How does this solve the riddle?
So it wasn't glowing.
Can I be honest? It'd be a lot more impressive if it was an underwater river.
When you think about it, all rivers are under some water.
Damn. Professor Usidore laying down some knowledge.
I have once again amazed everyone in the room.
You know, Usidore's actually been teaching me English, which is why I'm so hung up on your verbiage and syntax.
Oh,
Did you know Chunt's first language isn't English?
Chunt, what's your first language?
Shapelish.
Shapelish?
It's what all shapeshifters speak when they're first born.
Yes. The shapeshifter language.
Can you speak some of it?
Sure, what do you want me to say? And I'll translate it.
Ask him where the bathroom is.
Okay, so if I were to approach you and I didn't know where the bathroom was,
Yeah.
I would say, Where in the pot?
What?
Where in the pot?
See, this way you also can learn some shapelish.
Where? Sprechen Sie English?
What?
What is that?
How dare you? Are you making fun of my language?
No. I panicked and I went to a completely different language.
What language was that?
Look, it was German. But guys, you don't understand. I'm so confused because I went to the bottom of some stairs and there was a river.
Motherfuck.
And
Honey.
but the stairs keep going into the river, and I put my foot in, and the river glowed a little bit.
It's maybe like night crawlers. Did it smell like eggs?
Do you remember Scrumble?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Scrumble who had to touch the doorknob 40 times for it to go through the door?
Yeah, it OCD.
I think that's what's happening here with this riddle thing.
Do you have OCD?
Yeah, you know me.
What?
You put your foot in the water and it glowed.
I put my foot in the water, and it glowed. And then I put my leg in the water, and it glowed even more.
But somehow you got covered in water.
I fell in the water, and it glowed even more. That's it,
Okay.
really.
Okay. Well,
Oh, good tent. Good content. I've shortened content to tent.
Oh.
Professor Usidore's been teaching me how we can be more succinct in what we say by shortening our words. So content becomes tent.
Oh, okay.
get on it.
What?
Get on it.
What? What?
Get on it.
Oh,
Get on
I'm
it.
sorry. I thought that was Shanglish?
Shapelish.
Shapelish.
Also, if you just say words real fast, that works too. Get on it.
It's still shorter.
You don't have to shorten it. You just say it real fast.
Yeah.
Professor Usidore, why don't
Yes.
you, and he likes to, I have a little desk, and I sit down and I bring him a little apple.
It's tiny.
It's a tiny apple, and he has a little chalkboard, and he does this like introduction just so he gets in the, he gets in the professorial sort of mood. Would you mind showing Arnie like just a quick spiel you do up top just to kind of set the table for me learning?
Oh, sure, I'd be happy to. Welcome, all one and all, to today's English class, for you shall learn a language that shall allow you to speak to many people across the land of Foon. Oh, and so long ago, that solitary troll named Eng created the language of English, so that we could all speak with one another from various parts of the world without knowing Elvish or Dwarvish or Mermaidish or Shapelish. No, now we all speak one language, united.
Yeah, and that gets me in the mood to start learning. And there's a little bit of lesson couched within that introduction.
Oh, sure.
Open your book to page 2.
There's books. Chunt, isn't it Chunt for Red October?
It is Jump for Red October.
Oh, good. I didn't want to ask why there was blood everywhere.
No. You would be right to ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you might say the tavern is covered in blood.
It is.
Yeah. Which blood is similar to water.
Yeah.
Thicker, I hear.
Yeah. I know otherwise people would normally describe that as the tavern is blood wet. But it's
Blood wet.
It's
Well,
covered.
I have another catchphrase that has blood in it, but I don't think you like that one, so I won't say it. But yeah, it looks like an abattoir in here.
It does.
Abattoir is a new word I learned from Professor Usidore.
Let's see.
I call him PU, or PCU.
Now, I'm torn here because I had one goblet that was blood I was going to donate, and then one goblet that was blood I was going to drink.
Choose wisely.
I'll just drink them both.
And, Arnie, I have a bit of a treat. I feel like a lot of times for Chunt for the Red October, we bring in special, ghouls and creatures. to help out.
Yeah, it's a yearly charity drive.
It's a yearly charity drive, and I'm very proud to organize it. But every once in a while, if we have a creature or an entity that has some blood in them, there can be just some weirdness in terms of like they might get killed or they, whatever. There might be an accidental ceremony that happens if they get cut or something. So what I did this year to sort of hedge my bets was I brought in 2 creatures that don't have any blood to help run things. They're two nurses.
Oh.
Would you like to meet them?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, should I be worried about the fact that I'm full of blood?
Yes.
That's what living is, right?
Yeah.
Actually being concerned about being full of blood.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get my hands on that blood.
All those sharp, pointy things out there just waiting to pop us like a blister.
Yeah.
That's what life is.
Oh.
No, this is the one I was going to donate.
But here, let me bring them over to the table here. This is Doris and Eugenia. Toot and shares the same interest.
Hello. It's 2 mummies.
Hello, sorry, our bones are so weary it takes us a while to get into stools sometimes.
My lower back just isn't what it used to be.
And I gotta say, Chunt, you timed that perfectly because I noticed that they were very slowly walking towards this table the entire time, and you actually introduced them just as they got it.
Yeah, they were steadily shuffling forward with their hands out, and they made it just in time.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a mummy before?
No, I've never met a mummy. Nice to meet you, mummies.
We are 2 mummies, that's the plural of mummy. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Also, mamai would have worked.
Mamai.
Now, can I get you something to drink? I know you don't have any fluids in your body. I don't know if you still imbibe.
Do you have embalming fluid?
That's
Neat.
the only kind that we can really stomach, even without a stomach.
I'll check at the bar. I'll be right back.
Arnie, ask them about their organs in jars.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude. How are your organs and jars doing?
Oh, they're good. They're up on a shelf, back at the pyramid.
Oh, where's your pyramid?
Well, I want to be clear. Doris lives in a pyramid. I live in a nearby square. We call it a cube.
But there are cylinders. There are half spheres.
Domes.
Domes.
Yes, but we are part of a grand hive of mummies that lives across a grand neighborhood of shapes.
Yes.
A hive of mummies?
Oh, yes. We're just worker mummies. But there's one, the queen mum.
Queen mum.
The queen mum.
Arnie, here's a chance for a little lesson. Doris says they're worker mummies. How can we shorten that?
Wummies?
Yeah.
Oh.
A
Or
plus.
merkers?
You had it right the first time.
Okay. So you guys are wummies?
We're wummies. Yes, we've been friends with this Bifter for quite a while now, and he's brought us in for, our work back at the hive.
Yes.
It's kind of wrapping up. We're old in age,
Oh no.
so we like to volunteer where we can.
You're coming close to the end of your time as wummies?
Well, yes. Our wrappings aren't quite as tight, and as they loosen, we start to lose it.
To go back to Foon, to be one with Foon again.
Oh.
Arnie, didn't you say that on Earth when a wrapper isn't as tight that they lose it? Didn't you say Kanye? What was his name?
I got no beef with nobody.
Here you are. I couldn't find any embalming fluid, but I do have this pure fuel. It's just a burnable liquid. It's
Similar constitution to
Yes.
embalming fluid.
Yes.
Or is that deaded or undeaded?
It's deaded. Of course, I would never give 2 mummies undeaded fuel.
Well, thank you so much, young man. Looks like it's going to be a late night for old us.
Yeah, I was going to say I should lay off this sauce for you don't want to see Eugenia after too much deaded fuel.
Why is that?
Oh, it's Eugenia could get a little off her rocker, and she starts referring to herself in the third person. It's a whole thing.
Yes, I've often done that myself. Referred to myself in the third person, that is.
Well, then me and you should hang out and have some undeaded fuel, I say.
Wonderful, yes.
Come over to my cube sometime, Usidore.
Oh, you come from the Shape Desert.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we were just talking about while you were at the bar. Oh, my gosh.
Yes. It's a wonderful place to go visit and deep dive down into the tombs and uncover secrets. Languages long lost since English took its place. Now you have to try to figure out a way to take these picture languages and make sense of them, but there's nothing connecting them back to English.
I've never heard someone speak so beautifully about our dear Shezet.
Yes, if I could cry, I would.
Oh, it is Red October, and this is Chunt for Red October, and that means wishes come true. So I think I will allow you, through the use of my magic, to cry if you wish to.
Oh, my. Oh, neither of us has cried in over 4,000 years.
Oh, okay, well, cry me up.
Eugenia, would you also like to cry?
Could I have a substitute wish instead?
Of course. Let me conjure this tear first.
Oh, Eugenia. Eugenia, look, it's soaking through. It's soaking through my wrappings.
I've never seen your wraps so wet.
You are covered in water.
Arnie, she's practically crying an underwater river.
Yeah. Cry me in under
Solid landing.
Guys, we're sticking all the landings so far, which is hard to do because at the bottom of that landing, there's a river.
Now, don't talk about the damn river again. Eugenia, what is your wish?
Oh, I wish to be able to drink a non-fuel beverage.
Oh, I imagine we can manage that. What drink would you like to drink?
Well, in life, I loved a rainbow bowl.
One rainbow bowl. Coming up!
So, Eugenia and Doris, I'm curious. I guess I don't really fully understand what it means to be in a mummy hive. Like, you're worker mummies.
Yeah.
Who do you work for?
We all serve our queen mum.
Uh-huh.
We bring her jewels.
Oh.
Yes. So there's a large holding of jewels in the center of each of our shapes. And we go out and collect those. We've got little pockets on our back legs where we collect them up into our wrappings.
Uh-huh.
And we bring them back, and some of the mums eat the shapes, and mostly we all serve the queen who creates more mums.
Correct.
That's beautiful. And Queen Mum, that means that she's the sort of motherly figure, or Mum is in short for mummy?
Okay, I feel like it's time to address this, okay?
Yes.
We get a lot of assumptions about, being among a large group of women.
Mm-hmm.
We're all mummies. I am a grand mummy.
Yes. I'm old, I get it.
I am a great mummy.
But let it be known, we're not your mum. We're not your mummy, and we're not going to clean up after you.
Yes, and we love doling out curses, not sweet little mummy nothings.
No, curses.
Oh.
Here, I brought enough rainbow bowls for everyone. Oh, I spilled one. Oh, would you mind cleaning that up for me?
Usidore, these are mummies. They're not your mummy.
I don't have a mummy, for I was born from a conspiracy of birds and rain and fire and mud and frogs and squirrels that did come together to say, there must be a champion to defend all of Foon. What?
I just had to fit it in somewhere.
Here's a rainbow bowl for you.
Thank you.
There you go.
I guess the one that spilled can be Doris's, but I must say, she has a curse for you for assuming that we would just clean up your rainbow bowl spill.
Oh, attempt to hex me and see how far you get. I dare thee.
While you wind up for this sweet curse, I do have a question. Is there a difference between a hex and a curse? Because you said you're going to curse him, and he's ready for a hex to come his way.
Oh, damn, did she say curse?
She said curse.
Oh, shit.
A hex is a magical thing, but a curse can only come from a mummy.
Oh.
A curse on you, Usidore.
Oh, no.
A curse that you would have a pleasant morrow. A curse that the rays of sunshine would fall through your window and across your face.
Oh, damn, I was going to sleep late tomorrow.
Arnie, this is terrible. This is one of the worst curses I've seen. It's a super passive-aggressive curse.
Yeah. I think They're trying to kill him with kindness.
Yeah, it's unbearable.
Well, I suppose I shall find a way to muddle through tomorrow, and if I do survive, I shall make it to the day after that, when I may be dreary and dark and hopeless again.
Just remember, Usidore, get on it.
Get on it.
Usidore, get on letting me drink this rainbow bowl, why don't you?
Oh, here I go. Scrumble bumble yimble bimble dumble dumble dump.
What the fuck happened to Usidore?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You said you're usually like doth croth myth moth, and then you said scrumble bumble dimble dumble.
I know lots of spells. Lots of different spells. They don't all have to come from the same books or the same history. There are many different languages in Foon, all with different magical properties. Sometimes they sound like scrum, chath, and
That's what we're used to, yeah. Choth.
And sometimes they sound like ding.
Yeah, usually they sound like a Klingon talking, but that time they sort of sounded like a Smurf scatting.
What's a Klingon and what's a Smurf?
Smatting.
I think that sums it up.
Arnie, is there any famous magical words on Earth? We might have asked you this, but...
Yes, the most magic word of all is please.
Not really magical.
Now, I didn't want to point it out before because I thought maybe you'd notice. Chunt, we didn't talk about this at the beginning, but did you notice anything different about the tavern?
I mean, there's blood everywhere.
Yes, but there's also a paper spider. Remember you telling us about paper spiders? And we thought that was stupid, but then we did it anyway?
We wrapped all the legs ourselves. Each individual leg is wrapped with nice paper just for you, Arnie.
And I disemboweled a pumpkin, because you said that that's what they do on Earth, right? I found a sentient pumpkin and disemboweled it.
Oh, no.
You remembered that Red October happens around the same time as your holiday of All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween. Halloween?
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
We also convinced the sentient pumpkin that, having your inside scooped out and being preserved is a whole new way of loving your life after it's been taken from you.
That's right, because I think that's sort of what happened to you two, right?
Yeah. Doris is more the embalming expert than I am, but yes.
I don't mean to be, know it all about it or anything, but yes, your brains come out your nose and your entrails come out your behind. It's not a fun process, but
she showed us all on the pumpkin earlier. It was fascinating.
Oh.
Yes.
Speaking of, we prepared a little something based on what you told us Halloween is like. Why don't you close your eyes, Arnie?
Oh, no.
Put your hands in this cold spaghetti.
Put your hands in the cold spaghetti.
These were the pumpkin's brains.
Here, right? Now it's my turn. Here, put your hand in this bowl of grapes.
Okay.
Those were his eyes.
Yes, those were eyes.
Arnie, now put your hands in these soft-boiled eggs.
Why do I keep doing this? Okay.
Soft-boiled eggs. These were his testicles.
Oh, no. There's more stuff in there. I don't know.
No, those were his testicles.
Yeah, but there's more stuff in there. I don't...
Yes, the trick of the grapes was there was also really half eyes.
But why would you do that to me?
We did it for you.
I only had half a bowl of eyes, so I had to fill the rest with grapes.
They told us all about the traditions of your Earth celebration. We were trying to do this for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Arnie, you always complain about how you miss Halloween, in a lot of Earth holidays, so I thought I would take the initiative and try and recreate it.
Should I deliver the piece de resistance?
Please.
Arnold, I've conjured for you in your size to fit you perfectly a sexy fighter of fire costume.
But... Well, it's just a costume of sexy water.
Well, yes, you would be covered in water if you fought fire, wouldn't you?
What else fights fires except for water?
Do you
time?
have a hex that fights water? Because we don't, only curses.
Curses only.
Did you say time? So time fights fires? So on Earth, if there's a house that's burning, you say, give it some time.
Look, I'm not saying it's the most effective way, but it'll work.
I mean, technically, he's not wrong.
Yeah. Look, when you're making a list of things, it's valid to do one of the ones that's near the bottom.
Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and figure out some more Halloween traditions to celebrate with you.
A vacuum?
What?
A vacuum.
Like a space that's devoid of any...
Oxygen?
Yeah?
Yeah, that'll fight a fire.
You're gonna bring a vacuum to a fire. You can do that on Earth?
I mean, I don't know how to do it, but it would work.
Well, if one of the shapes breaks out in fire, we all curse it.
We just sit and curse the fire.
We say, oh, I hope that you live long and prosper, you dang fire.
You watch out for some of my little kisses, you fire.
Oh, Doris, your hex is on fire.
Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Oh, me. Oh.
Here, pour some of this fuel on it.
No!
Oh,
Doris!
We'll be right back.
Quick, pour some sugar on her.
'Tis I, Usidore, and I command thee. Go to patreon.com/Magic Tavern right now and become a member and get all of our wonderful bonus content.
Hey, we're back. You know, I've got to say, during the break, I saw one of the most amazing things I have ever seen in my time in Hog's Face and in Foon. Doris, you put the fire out from your insides?
Well, give a fire some time, Arnie. You of all would know.
Yeah.
The ashes from the inside, they spill out onto the wrappings, and then they put it out. I cried a little, so it could have been the wetness from my tears. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
I don't know if you caught me gingerly bandaging her up as well.
My sweet.
It's so nice the way you take care of each other.
Okay, but it doesn't make up our whole personalities,
Nope.
okay?
Yeah, so
No,
leave it alone.
I wasn't even...
So you are both somewhat nurturing, but you're so much more than that. You're also covered in bandages.
That sounded really condescending, if you ask me.
Oh.
Yes, it was very condescending. Did you hear that?
I heard it and I noted it.
All right.
And I feel as though I might have to curse you all.
Oh, there's a curse coming on. Curse coming
I think
on.
there might be a curse coming towards Arnie for thinking, just because we help people.
I'm so sorry. Although it's adorable. The way you say there's a curse coming, I feel like I'm a baby and you're about to put a
you're
spoon
a
of
little
food in my
baby.
mouth.
Well,
Chunt.
there's a curse.
Chunt, come here, quick. Yeah, quick. Stop throwing candy at children and watch this curse.
There's a curse coming straight for you, Arnie.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold out my cold hand, and you're going to touch it, and I'm going to lead you across a busy street, Arnie.
Oh, that seems like it might actually feel kind of nice if I'm afraid of crossing the street, even if it's a cold hand.
I'll help you get across, but my hand is so cold, it's such a bad curse.
That was awful.
Harrowing. What if the street is so busy he has a heart attack and dies?
Oh, no.
My wrappings are so strong that we would make it across safely, but you would feel the breeze of all of the passers-by.
Yeah. Can I ask a clarifying question about this? I'm going to do definitely terrifying curse that you've cursed me with. Is this a thing that's going to actually happen, or is this more of like a scenario you throw out to scare me? It's a little unclear to me whether you are going to guide me across the street.
I mean, now you're going into the philosophy of a curse.
Oh.
A curse is not a predetermined notion. We're not fortune tellers, Arnie. We don't know that it's going to happen, but we curse you with it.
Oh.
The worst part of a curse is that you never know if or when it will happen.
Oh.
You spend your days worried, afraid that at any time Eugenia might take your hand and cross the street with you, and until that day that it does happen, you'll live in constant fear.
Oh, yeah. And the true power of the curse is that if by pure happenstance someone leads me across the street by their hand, I'll suddenly be like, oh, this was the curse. It came true.
Absolutely, and I will wink at you and say, I got you, Arnie. I got you.
Let us not forget a busy street, and you'll make it across safe.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Thank you for helping me with that part, but it will be bad. I'm sure it will
Look,
be bad.
ultimately, okay, we look out for our hive members.
Yes.
So basically anything could be a curse. Could I do a curse?
No, absolutely not.
Mummies only.
Mummies only? All right. Well, if I were to ever die, which is highly unlikely because I'm such an amazing and talented wizard, could I become a mummy?
You can pretty much mummify anything.
Yes.
Anything?
Oh, yes. We've got crocodiles, we've got cats, we've got dogs and mice.
Centaurs.
And
Plants.
rodents, roaches.
I don't know if this is too forward to ask. What were the two of you before you became mummies?
Oh, we like to keep that under wraps.
I get it.
Arnie, you get it?
Do you get it?
Under wraps? I think they should have said they like to keep themselves covered in
Yeah, right,
wraps.
fine.
Well, before I was a mummy, I was a simple human.
Me too.
Well,
Are you a mummy?
No, I'm sorry. I'm a daddy. But I know that's not an analogous thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, just because we're mummies doesn't mean we're mummies, okay?
Yes, I don't have children,
I think they're gonna curse me.
but if you're comparing what you are to what we are, then you better brace yourself.
But maybe they will.
Because here comes a curse.
Oh,
Shit.
the wind up on this curse.
It's gonna be a good one.
Oh, gosh.
No, she set the bar.
Yeah.
Arnie?
I hope her curse can cash the check her mouth is writing.
Well, my mouth, here it comes. Because, Arnie, I've got a couple of whispers for you.
Oh, no.
The first whisper
Whisper curses. Worses. Those are the worst.
is that your eyes sparkle with 1,000 stars. And those stars reach the farthest reaches of all the worlds. And the second curse,
Oh, God, thank you for that first one.
the second curse, is that you might be the best dresser in all of Fool.
Second curse, worse than the first.
And those are my curses.
What a heavy load to bear, Arnie. Your sparkling eyes and wonderful wardrobe are so cursed.
Oh, my God. I've been cursed with unrealized potential. I might be the best dressed person in Hog's Face.
But you won't know.
That's gonna haunt me. Like, I'm fine with not being, but if I might be, that's gonna weigh on me.
Well, you're not going to upgrade anything to leather anytime soon.
Why not leather?
I went by the tannery. Remember Stick? Mm-hmm. Leather merchant's dead.
Oh, call back.
No more tanner.
Yeah. And the Tanner. Dead. Danny. Old Danny. Old Danny Tanner.
Danny Tanner.
Dead. You know his heart? They cut it out.
Oh, no.
They cut it out.
They cut it out?
Are they gonna send Danny to our hive if they've removed his?
I don't know.
I mean, we've got a pretty full house over there. I don't know if we can take any more people, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have some people who are playing the same role but taking turns, right?
Ooh,
Yes.
how rude.
Yes.
Right, we have some workers who serve the same role, yes, and they split time on it, correct?
Yes, of course.
Me and Doris have been known to...
Doris and I.
Oh, excuse me,
Ooh.
Doris.
Professor Usidore seems to have taught everyone properly.
She's spent more time down in the, cave carvings than I have, studying all the languages.
Eugenia, what were you before you were a mummy?
A were-person. I was a wolf most of the time, but sometimes I was a person. It was very inconvenient.
Yeah. So, under those wraps, you're...
I'm just dust and bones under here. It's been like 4,000 years. It's so long. If you undid it all, it would just look scary and scaly. It wouldn't look like
Dust
a wolf
and
or
bones.
Correct.
I fell in love with you, dust and bones. You ever heard that song?
No. You think a lot of people have?
Maybe I just made it up. Do you mind if we do a few more Halloween?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm so sorry. All of you worked so hard to make this a Halloween Eve celebration for me.
Halloween, right?
Halloween.
Get on it. So we thought, based on what you told us, some of your favorite movies were your Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that reenact some and just have some fun. So maybe you can try and guess what they are. So I'll start.
Okay.
Ooh, look over here. It's a previous lover. Or could it also be a liquid-filled growth? Previous lover or liquid-filled growth? Exorcist.
Oh.
You said you love that, right?
I do. I do love The Exorcist. Yes, thank you so much, Chunt.
You're frowning.
Usidore, which
You're
is
frowning.
Usidore, which one are you doing?
I am a shark!
What's that?
I'm a shark. I'm eating you.
Come on.
You need a larger vessel in order to defeat me.
Oh, yep, Deep Blue Sea, my favorite movie. My favorite Halloween movie.
It was the Meg.
Oh,
You're wrong.
the Meg. The Meg.
Ooh, let's do another one. Arnie.
I'm only a fan of their advertising campaign on Twitter, which I've been following very closely, but I haven't seen that movie because I'm not on Earth.
Arnie, let's do another one. But this time, Usidore and I will play with you.
Okay.
You play along.
Okay.
Hello, Sydney.
Alias.
What? Just play along.
Oh, okay. Hello, Ernest Borgnine.
What are you wearing?
Wearing an opera house.
I'm done.
Scream. 2, the best Scream.
I have one.
Oh, yes, Eugenia, I'd love to hear it.
Yes, so here at the Vermilion Minotaur, they have great vats of oil, and they've hosted many celebratory days where they just fry things. And I believe the next one coming up is the 13th time that they'll have done this.
Jason X.
He got it. That was it.
Eugenia, you genius.
Okay, so I've got one.
Okay.
So you drink a lot of an alcoholic beverage.
Check.
But then you're up against a wall.
Okay.
And you're just kind of standing there, but you can't get your bearings. But you're just leaning there. It's like aliens.
Oh, wait, we can do it and then just say the answer?
Oh, okay. I have one for all of you to guess. This is my favorite Halloween movie. I'm me.
myself, and Irene.
Duh.
Dumb and
Duh. I'm dumb.
Okay, now say the answer so we all know what
I
it
think
is.
of all the movies you've told us.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Mom.
No.
It's not Smiles of a Summer Night.
Oh no, this thing I'm seeing is causing an emotion in me, but also I'm not so bright.
Requiem for a Dream?
Close.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
It's Arnie, but yes.
Oh, Arnie is Scared Stupid.
I think of all the movies I've seen on IMDb.
The Great Dictator.
But no, she got it.
What? Oh.
It was Arnie is Scared Stupid.
Oh.
Yeah. I really dug through all the information that Chunt provided us for your Hallows Eve celebration. I remember that.
Yeah. Also, I really think that just phonetically, I really got that across. Anyone would have guessed that, regardless of whether they were familiar with Earth movies or not.
Oh, I think so too.
I have one last one. Here, I have produced a rag.
Carrie.
That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like mine was Jason X.
Oh, yeah.
You got both of them.
Well, that's Halloween.
Now, if you were a wereperson before, you're no longer affected by the lunar cycles?
Oh no, it was all built into my eyeballs. Whenever my eyeballs saw the moon, and then once so there's a jar somewhere sitting on a shelf where the eyeballs turn from being wolf eyeballs into human eyeballs anytime they're near.
Oh, wow.
I've got them. They're in my
Wait,
pyramid.
were you a wolf first?
Yes, I was a wolf most of the time.
Oh.
And then part of the time I became a person.
So when the moon came out, you turned into a person?
Correct.
I did not follow that before. I'm understanding.
Right, yes. So, it was really inconvenient if I wanted to, see my wolf pups make their first kill or something like that. I couldn't be around because I was a human and they might mistake me for strangers.
Did you ever wake up as a wolf after this terrible experience and realize you weren't covered in blood?
Yeah, all the time. I would be covered in, human things. Chips. And, dips, as well as dips and chips, as well as DVDs of horror films.
How did you get those?
Magic, I bet.
Magically appeared around my body every time I went back to being a wolf from being a human. It was very strange.
Arnie, do you realize what this means? We should go to the Sherzert and we should find those DVDs and you could look at them.
I can finally see a DJ Qualls movie.
We can watch those DVDs.
Be careful, though. This sounds very dangerous. If in the middle of the night you could wake up and the thing is on your head.
That's one of the he made a joke about one of the DVDs. It's called The Thing.
I see. I see.
Not my best work.
But it was John Carpenter's,
Oh, absolutely.
is what I've heard you say.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, can we all agree on that? That's John Carpenter's best movie?
I think so.
I never actually got to watch any of the DVDs. I would just be a human covered in...
Because the technology to watch a DVD doesn't exist in this world.
They just magically appeared around my body.
I'm not understanding. You can't just stare at it?
I mean, you can, but you won't see the movie.
Then what's the point?
I don't know.
They're shiny.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Shiny, that's one of your favorite movies too, right? The Shiny?
Yeah.
So you're telling me
Not your best work, but definitely Stanley Kubrick's best work.
You're telling me I get this shiny disc, and then I just stare at
What?
it.
Say that a little faster.
I get this shiny disc, and then I just stare at it, and nothing happens?
I mean, unless you can shoot lasers out of your eyes.
Yes, of course I can. Watch this.
There's so many. I feel like it took till episode, what is this, 190 for Usidore to really dig into his bag of spells.
I know. You know what the weird thing was? Why was he doing that thing with his mouth while the lasers were coming out of his eyes?
No idea. At least
lasers are light.
It was more entertaining than hoopity boopity or whatever.
Hey, he spent a lot of time in the Shape Desert, and he's picked up a lot of new bits of language.
Yes,
He's probably feeling inspired by our presence.
Yes, it reminds me of the great expanses of Foon that we haven't even talked about with Arnie yet. There's so much left undiscovered to discover new in Foon for you.
I'm excited to learn more about the geography and whether Foon is a country or a whole world.
Someday we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to mention I actually live in the Stanley Kubrick
Oh.
in the Shape Desert.
Wow.
I thought that was a fun coincidence. I named it.
You named it Stanley?
Yes.
That's amazing. Can I ask you two a question?
Why not?
Was the process of being turned into a mummy traumatizing or painful?
Well, I, for one, was already dead. I won't speak for Doris. We all have our own journey to becoming mummies.
Yes, it is traumatizing, but once you're a mummy, it's a relief. So there's a 6-month process by which you are chosen by the other humans. You drink poison tea, and then they begin the embalming process while you're still alive.
Wow.
Yes, it's quite horrifying, so that by the time they've got the wrappings on you, it's painless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm happy to be where I am for the last 4,000 years.
I have to kind of echo that. I donated my body for scientific research. There aren't too many were-people in Foon.
Yeah, not a lot of science either.
They were gonna try to figure out what made us tick, but you see where that has made it.
Yeah.
Well, I donated my body to the scientists while I was still alive, and then they put me through the 6-month process. So if you donate your body to science post-mortem, after you've died, that's what a were-person did.
Correct.
But I, as my human form, I just donated myself to the scientists.
Yeah. And you both said earlier that you're coming close to the end of your time as mummies?
Who can say, Arnie? There's a grand, loom surrounding the whole desert. And we just, sometimes the Queen Mom comes along and she says, it's your time.
And then all of our wrappings drop to the ground.
And we just go up in a grand cloud of dust.
Wow. The dust floats around and gets in things and...
Correct. We remember that you are dust.
Think for a moment of us if you see the dust in the air, or on the windowsill, or on a tabletop.
For I swear if you do not think of us each time that you see dust from here on out, I will curse you so, Arnie.
Oh, no.
Do you have a curse coming on, Eugenia?
Oh, well, it was more a warning ahead of a curse in case he saw some dust and didn't think about the mummies who turned back into dust.
Yes, that's a pre-wind-up.
Doris, I feel bad about you catching on fire earlier. To even things out, do you want to set me on fire?
Oh. Well, I I guess I don't know that I've ever been offered such.
Yeah, I should say, fire's a bit of a novelty for us, mummies. As you saw, we can just go straight up. It's quite dangerous.
Why, even just thinking of their kindness brings me to tears. Yes, I would love to set you on fire.
No, okay.
Hold out your arm.
There you go.
And, pass me that stone, Eugenia. Okay. And a couple of quick clicks. And,
Just give us some time.
Yes,
It's time before the fire.
Usidore, why don't you help with your laser eyes? There they go. Ooh, let me put some of these the pumpkins kids in this pan here, and maybe we'll just toast up some of these pumpkin kids. Is that what you call them? Toasted pumpkin kids?
No.
What do you call
much
them?
Pumpkin kid death.
Now I am a wizard of flame, unable to die, ever living. Is this a fun Halloween thing? Watch a wizard burn?
Honey, would you say that
you
this-
should put on your sexy fighting of fires costume.
Oh, okay.
Perfect opportunity for you to be a sexy fighter of
Give
fire.
us
Okay.
an All Hallows play, perhaps.
Oh, okay. I'll get this thing on. It's a little tight. Oh,
That's the point.
yeah. Get covered in water. Get covered in water.
I'm so parched.
Oh, me too.
Oh, this isn't spooky at all.
Hey, look. I know I'm wearing a sexy water costume, but stop looking at me like you don't have no water in your body and you haven't consumed any liquid in hundreds of years.
Oh, I don't know how else to look at you.
Hey, my dry parts are up here.
And my dry parts are down here, Arnie.
Well, Doris and Eugenia, thank you so much for coming by. And every time I see dust, which happens a lot, I can't like all the time, everywhere, I'll think of you two.
You better.
Of course, Arnie.
My name.
Of Corpse Army. CORPS, of Corpse Army.
Of course, Arnie.
We are of a corpse army, of
Corpse
course.
army, of
Back
corpse
in the
army.
desert, we're full corpse army.
It's Arnie, and it's of quartz.
Oh, well, apologies. Would you like to place a curse on me?
Sure. Well, you said that only mummies can do that. So
Yes.
can I place a horoscope on you?
What's a horoscope?
I horoscope you to have good fortune with money this month. But an old friend may come calling and remind you of things you've forgotten to do.
Oh, that was chilling.
We have a lot of old friends, so that kind of horoscope is very terrifying for us.
Yeah, and remember, the parts of it that happen, you'll remember. But the parts of it that don't happen, you'll forget about. It's called confirmation bias.
Wow, Arnie, if you ever wanted to come by the desert and just give some lessons in that horoscoping, I feel like we could.
Boy, have we got some dry rubies for you. Yeah.
I love dry rubies, I think.
It's what they sound like.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of dry rubies,
Rubies, please.
Droobies, you know what? I've got an email here. I feel like we haven't read emails in a little while, but here's one. It says, I know I'm really behind, but I just listened to Season 2, Episode 18, and I really want to say, rest in peace, Crazy Jared. He was really awesome. Less awesome than you guys, though. Don't worry. Anyway, thanks for all you do. You make my work so much better. Sorry I'm so behind. I'm working hard to catch up. Thanks again. You know what that reminds me? We murdered Crazy Jared.
Did we ever get caught for that?
Be fair. It's not like he killed himself.
That's true.
I'm still on fire.
Oh, that's Usidore. You know what? I get so used to you, like, being on fire or shooting lasers out of your eyes or just smoking or covered in various kinds of shit that I guess
Dog growing out of my ear.
yeah, like I kind of stopped seeing you and like what's happening to you in the present moment. But you're on fire. You're on a lot of fire.
It's nice to be seen.
And also with your spell work, you've been on fire. I mean, hippity bippity. What was it?
Yeah.
Boppity?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah. But oh, that reminds me. When I was in the basement, I found some magic paint and I made a carfoon.
He's doing that voice that makes it sound interesting again.
It's really. I found some magic paint, and I used a paintbrush.
How'd you know it was magic?
Because it said on the side of it, magic paint.
Checks out.
And
They legally can't do that unless it's magic paint.
I used a paintbrush, and I painted a facsimile of Blemish as much as I could remember what he looked like, summoning up whatever artistic skill I have, and I made a carfoon of Blemish, which is a painting that comes to life if you remember an episode from a long time ago.
Arnie. Why?
Oh.
That's a very good question.
Huh.
And you're leaning on some of your best skills, your artistic skills, and your ironclad memory.
That's true. Let me look at this email. Thank you for all you do. You make my workday so much better. I thought there was a reason in this, but there isn't. You know, I think I did it to hide the fact that Blemish is dead, which I think is important.
Arnie, I have to reveal this was my curse. I put out my cold hand and I led you across that busy street to that answer.
The busy street of that explanation?
These
Correct.
can be metaphors?
Absolutely, that's the scariest part.
Curses are fucked.
Oh, man. Well, guys, look. Under the sheet, it's a carfoon of Blemish.
Blemish returns.
Look.
Blemish returns.
Look, he looks exactly like Blemish.
Wait.
I mean, I took some artistic liberties.
Blormish, open your mouth. Arnie, draw him a longer tongue. He has like a little nub.
Oh, he's turning blue.
Arnor. Carnor.
It's Army, please.
Plarnor.
These things only live a few days, right?
Jarnor.
I mean, I think they live about 3 weeks.
Jarnor.
I mean, this one's just gonna die. I don't think. I realize I didn't paint all the things it needs to live.
Jarnor.
I'm so sorry.
One of us could maybe curse it to see if it would give it a shorter life.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Scornor.
Wait, let me give Blormish a horoscope. Blormish? Horoscope, you damn. Ooh, look at him sway.
Oh, he's trying to...
Rag and bone. I fell in love with you, rag and bone. See, he knows it.
Look, just like the regular Blemish, I painted him to have the heart of a showman.
Still on fire.
You are still on fire.
Doris the Mummy was played by special guest Lisa Burton. She performs with Devil's Daughter every Tuesday night and the musical Armando every Friday night at Chicago's I.O. Theater. Eugenia the Mummy was played by special guest Mary Beth Smith. Mary Beth Smith is part of the comedy collective The Nerdalogs. Check out their album Endless School Year on Spotify. Also, check out the podcast Batman at Bat, a serialized radio play of a baseball game between Batman and all the villains in Arkham Asylum, where Mary Beth is the play-by-play announcer. The short-lived carfoon of Blemish was played by Martin Wilson. Oh, the mysterious man is back in the intern lounge, but he wanted to mention that he found Martin's performance to be... how did he phrase it?
Dumb.
Right.
Hello from the Magic Tavern was produced by Arnie Niekamp, Evan Jacover, and Ryan DiGiorgi. This one edited by Chris Rathjen. Music by Andy Poland, logo by Allard Laban, additional audio effects by Jason Knox, production assistance by Garrett Schultz. Just a quick heads up, the audio version of that live Magic Tavern show from London is now up, and it's exclusively available on Stitcher Premium. It's a very fun show. We had live guests like Tom Bell from Project Greenlight and Nightmare Live, Carrie Adloyd from the podcast Griefcast, and Paul Foxcroft from the upcoming podcast Questing Time. They're all very, very funny. They all have charming British accents, and there's at least one very unexpected revelation about Chunt's anatomy, so get it for the canon alone. Again, that live show is available only on Stitcher Premium, along with a lot of other shows from the London Podcast Festival this year, like a panel, Characters of Earwolf, hosted by Mark McConville, where Arnie, Matt, and Adal talk about behind-the-scenes Magic Tavern stuff. There's also the live I Was There Too, beautiful stories from anonymous people, and more, with more of the live shows like Throwing Shade and Super Ego coming up in the months ahead. Go to StitcherPremium.com and use promo code LONDON to get a free month of Stitcher Premium. While you're there, catch up on seasons 1 and 2 of Offices and Bosses. That's StitcherPremium.com, offer code LONDON. Oh, and here's a very quick clip from that live show to entice you.
Susan, Uncle Susan, has a terrible front, but he was smashed in the face with an axe, so... Yep. I know, it happened. It's so common, isn't it?
I've often said, both to the kings in the northwest and the kings in the northeast,
Where I'm from?
yes, I've said that both should have some sort of public announcement where they decry how many people are smashed in the faces with axes.
Aye.
Yes.
It's a true public menace.
It is, but Uncle Susan has made a career out of it. So,
Yeah.
you know, she
Made
goes around towns and says, like, lifts up his face, and then she gets pennies for it. So, in a way, it's worked out quite positively for Uncle Susan.
Oh, well, I suppose if you have turned it around and made a negative into a positive, that's good. But there's so many people just smashed in the faces with axes that I worry that not all of them are able to turn it into a money-making venture.
No, it's true, it's true.
I won't lie, I've done some of the stats on this, and a lot of them just die.
I'd listen to more. Until then, visit us at hellofromthemagictavern.com or on Facebook or Twitter. Thanks to the Chicago Podcast Co-op, and thanks to Earwolf.
Hey, thank you for listening to Hello from the Magic Tavern. A great way to support the podcast is to join our Patreon. You'll get ad-free versions of our entire back catalog, including all the Magic Tavern spin-offs like Offices and Bosses, I Am Spin Tax, Shadow Sit. There are a lot of them. There are 2 new exclusive bonus episodes every month, Discord, all kinds of stuff. To get more information, go to patreon.com/magictavern. That's patreon.com/magictavern.